There is such a mysterious and unseen object in our solar system which is affecting the orbit of all the planets, but till date no one has been able to see it, and no one, even with the help of recent technology and advanced telescopes. But it does exist, and this is not believed by me, but by many scientists, that we can only feel its effects, but we cannot see it, and they have named this mysterious planet Planet X. Well, hello friends, I am Gaurav, and if after hearing about this Planet X you feel that I am talking about Pluto or Eris, then let me just be clear, I am not talking about any dwarf planet or any other stellar object from the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud. I am actually talking about such a hypothetical planet, about which scientists have estimated that its mass is 10 times more than that of the Earth, and its diameter is 4 times bigger. Due to the gravitational pull of this massive planet, many dwarf planets and Kuiper-built objects, even gas giants like Uranus and Neptune, are still deviating from their orbits even today, and despite all this, it is a very heated argument topic in the entire scientific community. Some people are saying that this is the mystery of Planet X. Well, we find and bring the evidence and present it to you and uncover the secrets behind this mystery, and let's find out what is the true reality behind Planet X. So I am talking about the year 1846, the last official planet of our solar system, Neptune, was discovered. Now, soon after the discovery, people started debating whether any planet could exist beyond Neptune, as the 9th planet of the solar system, and all the astronomers of the world joined the race to find the 9th planet. One of these astronomers was American mathematician and astronomer Percival Lovell. Mr. Lovell was also a businessman by profession, and with his, he used to invest all the money he earned from his businesses on his research. He had built his own private space observatory from where he used to observe the sky daily, and in one of those observations, he noticed a weird thing. He saw that the observed orbital speed of Uranus and Neptune was less than the orbital speed he had calculated. It was as if some other big planet was pulling them towards itself from outside their orbit. Now this force was appearing very real, and that is why he named this hypothetical planet as Pat X, and from 196 onwards, he dedicated his observatory completely to discover this planet. But even after many attempts, Mr. Lowell could not observe any such big planet directly. However, on the other hand, it was not that his efforts were completely unsuccessful. American astronomer Mr. Lowell, who did research in Lowell's observatory, Clyde Tombaugh, validated Lovell's hypothesis in 1930 and discovered the 9th planet, whose name was read as Pluto. So they went to search for a big planet, Planet X, and found a small planet, Pluto. But mind you, at that time Pluto was considered a planet. After the discovery of Pluto, Lovell's team was very happy, and why not? His team had discovered the 9th planet, but there was a big problem here. Well, compared to the other planets, Pluto's mass was much less. That means gas giants like Uranus and Neptune, and Pluto could not influence even the objects in its own orbit much. And this made them realize that Pluto was probably not the planet they were looking for. And then this new identification led to the discovery of a new planet. The calculations showed that the planet was more massive than Pluto, and for some time, the astronomers felt that Pluto was not the planet they were looking for. That maybe this is the Planet X, but before we could get confirmation of this, astronomers discovered another new planet, and after that astronomers kept finding new planets beyond Pluto. It was like suddenly a whole unseen part of our solar system had now come in front of our eyes, but unfortunately this new discovery gave rise to arguments in the scientific community instead of happiness. Arguments on the fact that now we will declare every new celestial object as a planet, and if seen, it was also correct. I mean, there should be some specific rules on the basis of which you can define a planet, and this was the reason why in 2005 the discovered planet was named Eris, the god of discordant argument, because after the discovery of this planet, the scientists had to make some rules. Now what such rules were made at that time, let us understand in very simple language. Rule number 1 is it must orbit a star. Very simply means that a planet should revolve around a star. Rule number 2, it must be big enough to have enough gravity to force it into a spherical shape. In simple words, a planet must be so massive that its shape becomes round due to gravity. And finally, rule number 3, it must be big enough that its gravity clears away any other object of a similar size near its orbit around the Sun, meaning a planet should be so big that its gravity can either deflect every other object coming in its path or make it a part of its base if it clears its orbit to such an extent that it is the only massive object in the entire orbit. Then if these rules are applied to all the planets, then almost all the planets follow these rules, except Pluto. Pluto definitely follows the first two rules, but it fails in the third rule. As we know that Pluto is actually a part of the Kuiper Belt, in which along with Pluto, several trillion small satellite objects like comets and asteroids are also present. Now, even though Pluto is the most massive among all of them, but it is not so massive that it can clear all the other small objects present in its orbit, and this is the reason that because of the rules made after the discovery of Eris in 2005, Pluto lost its status of being a planet, and now it has become a dwarf. All those objects that have been discovered are there. Till date, we have officially discovered 5 dwarf planets. We have discovered Pluto, Eris, Haemia, and many other planets, but in the end none of them is so massive that it can replace the unknown planet Planet X. This means that even after discovering so many dwarf planets and satellite objects, we have not found any planet that can explain the deviation in the orbit of the other planets. In fact, when the Voyager 2 spacecraft, launched in 1977, passed near Neptune and Uranus, it observed the orbit of these two gas giants in great detail. Its observation revealed that the mass of Neptune considered in the earlier calculations of Perseverance-Lowell was slightly different from its actual mass, and probably due to this, irregularities might have been seen in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune. This means that the basis on which the search for Planet X was started was probably wrong. Now this new information has in a way proved the existence of the Planet X. A full stop was put on the research of X, and Planet X was made a hypothetical object only, but this was not going to last long. In 2015, once again, astronomers got another clue of the existence of Planet X. In the year 2015, astronomers Michael Brown and Konstantin Badgun observed that some unexplainable gravitational forces are present around Neptune, and there are some such celestine objects which are following a very irregular motion. Now by irregular, I do not mean random. Asteroids, comets, and other small celestine objects anyway travel in a very different orbit compared to the big planets, but in this case, the motion of the asteroids was different in a different way. Let me explain it with an example. Look at this dwarf planet Sedna. Sedna is present at a distance of 90 Australian dollars from our Sun, i.e. 90 times more than the Earth's Sun distance. Like Sedna, 6 other distant planets are revolving in a very wide elliptical orbit, and by observing their pattern it seems as if they are being influenced by the gravitational force of some massive object. Now this observation is very simple in itself, and to say from this that Planet X is not hypothetical, but actually exists would be a very long shot. It means that if we want any solid evidence of the existence of Planet X, then we will have to get a good observation of it, and we can get such observation only from a good telescope. Now I know you all must have understood in which direction I am going. Compared to 1906, 2005, and 2015, today we have much more advanced and sensitive telescopes. But friends, if we look at the observations and discoveries made from our new advanced telescopes, then the most distant planet that we have discovered today is 1906. Till now, I have observed it with the help of telescope that is far, far out, and no, I am not using the English phrase, this is the name of the planet, far, far out, and kind of. This name suits this planet also because the distance between the Earth and far, far out is 140 astronomical units. But wait, if you think this is a very big distance, then according to Astron, if any massive object like Planet X actually exists, then the distance between it and the Sun will be around 600 astronomical units, and that would actually be far, far out. It would be difficult to imagine such a big scale. Well then let me blow your mind even more. If you think that 600 astronomical units is a very big distance, let me tell you, the actual outer edge of our entire solar system, the OT cloud. The last limit is more than 5,000 Australian dollars. That means if Planet X actually exists. Then now what do you think? How far is it from the sun? Write your answer on distance in the comments section below, and if you got to learn anything new from this video, then definitely don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel to keep watching such interesting and knowledgeable videos in future. As always friends, stay curious, keep learning, and keep growing Jai Hind.